when you're part of a team. Everything is awesome.
I don't have time. I'm just...
Lauren, we're pretty far in the month.
I know. I'm not having a good time.
It's not a good time. Well, hello everybody. My name's Bridget.
I'm Lauren.
And this is Gateway Anime Podcast, and we're going to talk to you about episodes 25 through 28 of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Now, we just finished recording our My Hero Academia World Heroes mission, so we're kind of bantered out. So
this episode is brought to you banter-free.
Banter-free.
That, because it'll never happen again.
Also, there are no ads, so if you want to sponsor us, we would love to have an ad someday.
If we would like to actually bring this episode to someone, that would be great. Please fill out this non-existent form.
Banter us. Email us.
We're
or
poor.
We can email you. Please let us.
That'd be great.
So yeah. So if you're a skipper, today's your lucky day. You're about to get 2 episodes where you don't gotta skip. You're welcome. Episode 25 is called Doorway of Darkness. Lauren, do you got a Netflix summary for us?
You bet your booty, Bridget. Are you ready?
Yeah, my booty's ready.
Yes. The humunculi. I just said that so weird. The humunculi are winning.
Sound like a professor.
I am a professor. I'm a professor of anime. I am Professor Lauren. Oh my god, can I really be Professor Lauren? That's done. I'm
not quite sure about that, but keep going.
The humunculi are winning. Ed and Ling face a horrific enemy with the hellish expanse of Gluttony's gut. In Central, Mustang can only watch as his loyal band of soldiers is divided by Bradley. That's it.
So these 4 episodes are gonna be emotional.
They're a lot. Before we go... I have some voice actors. So,
give it to me.
I realized that some of these people that I've been going over since I switched to sub, I haven't gone over the English voice actors. So, here's some English voice actors. Ling Yao.
Word.
His voice actor is Todd Haberkorn. All right. And he plays Chom in Tokyo Revengers, Fumio Miroa in Brand New Animal, and... this is a nonsense name. Haruka. That's the name. Mm-hmm. Haruka Nanase from Free. Oh, and he's also Natsu from Fairy Tail, who I think is the main character. So good for you.
Okay, so everybody and their mother and their cousin are in Fairy Tail. I don't know what the show is.
Yeah.
But after looking at World Heroes Mission, I'm gonna have to watch Fairy Tail because everybody is in Fairy Tail. Every voice actor that has ever been hired is in Fairy Tail.
Oh, this one's really good. I've got Mei Chang. Her English voice actor is Monica Rial. And do you know who she plays in My Hero Academia?
Who?
Suyuasui.
Sue? I was gonna say Sue!
Suyuasui. She also plays Bluma in Dragon Ball Z. Way to go, Bluma. And Rise from Tokyo Ghoul, or Reese from Tokyo Ghoul, who's like the main villain, kind of. So that's really cool.
Okay.
That's all I got for this episode.
I know Sue Asue. I love Sue Asue.
I know, she's great.
I know. That's like the only voice I can do from My Hero.
I could probably do Mineta if I tried hard enough, but I'm not going to.
I at one point could do Mineta. I'm like not in the mood where I can, you have to be like in a certain mood to be able to do your voices.
I'm not bubbly enough to be Mineta right now. It's been a long day.
Ew, that's my favorite. How can someone so popular with the ladies be so dull?
Yeah, close.
Anyway,
that's
close.
Summary?
Yeah. Doorway of Darkness. Here we go. I guess I never noticed Ed whipping Envy around like a ragdoll in the opening credits.
Right?
That was my first note. I was like,
right?
Ew, what? Ling is alive. Thank goodness.
Ling is alive.
Ling is alive. That's how excited I was.
Me too. I thought he died. I was like, no, my favorite character.
Ling is alive.
I'm still like that.
I was laughing so hard at, he's like, prove to me your Ling, and he's like, you little runt, and Ed goes crazy, and it's like, okay, it's really you. They find Al's hand. It's so sad.
Straps it to his back. Like, what a good brother.
He starts going crazy, like starts shaking the hand and starts yelling, Elric brother telepathy! And I was like, oh, this poor thing. They're looking for a way out of Gluttony's belly, aren't we all? So then we learn about Xiao Mei, and that it's a little panda, not a cat. That's for next week. That got a disease, but it stopped her from growing all the way. And Mei Chang nurses her to health, and that's how they became. They
I
became
thought that was
best
so
friends, and I really love that.
lame. I was really into Mei Chang, and then they did that, and I was like, that was stupid. That was really dumb. Putting your human hardships on this animal, and now it's just your sister. Like,
we have
dumb.
Differing opinions. Mei Chang's family was one of the lowest ranked clans. Xiao Mei and Mei Chang's relationship is adorable, is one of my notes. I was like, LOL, Scar was walking for like 30 seconds and not moving anywhere in that scene when they're in the alley, and he's like walking, and it looks like a glitch in a video game where you're walking against the wall and you continue walking, but you're just like doing that slide standstill. He walked for like 30 seconds and moved nowhere.
You
down
watched VeggieTales as a kid, right? So there's this one.
Oh, absolutely. Larry boy,
he's a hero.
Larry boy.
Freaking, so there's this one song from this one VeggieTales tape with the two P's, and they're walking around this wall, and the song goes, "Keep walking, but you won't knock down our wall. Keep walking, but she will not ever fall." And that song is
plain to see. Your brains are very small, so keep walking.
You won't be knocking down our wall.
But you will not.
So good.
Yeah.
That's
absolutely.
what that is. He's just trying to walk the wall down.
Wow, I really never thought we would get VeggieTales into this, but you know what?
To be fair, I had VeggieTales on the brain because I was stalking lima beans at work today, and I started singing to myself. I was like, lima beans, collard greens, peachy keens, and the guy behind me was VeggieTales, and then never looked at me. And I was like, you're evil. You can't just do that and walk away from someone.
We bonded!
But yeah, it was great. Also, lima beans and collard greens are on the same shelf at your local HEB.
Oh, fun facts. Fun facts from your local HEB partner. I love VeggieTales so much.
Forever. It's so good. When I can't write, I type out the VeggieTales theme song until I have words that come out of me.
The amount of times I have just sat there and God is bigger than the boogeyman. He's bigger than Godzilla or the monsters on TV. Oh God, like they're burned into my brain. Like I could recite almost every
It's that stupid Chocolate Factory movie for me. It's just because we work real hard at the Chocolate Factory. We start at 8 and we don't get lunch till 3. You gotta drive a truck. Oh God, VeggieTales, what have you done to us as people?
I have that VHS tape. I think
it's so good.
My dad buttered it all for me.
Sorry.
Is Will home?
I think so. He works a double today. It's Sunday, right?
Ew.
He'll probably be home at 11 or midnight. Yeah. We'll see. I know.
Gross. There's also the Madame Blueberry song. I'm so blue, blue, blue. I'm so blue, I don't know what to do.
One?
Yeah,
absolutely. Esther movie.
What?
Gosh, it was so good. Oh, what was that song? It was.
I saw that in theaters. I saw that in theaters. I don't remember, but I saw it in theaters.
I had that one. I watched it on
also
Hulu.
Arguably, Esther's one of the best stories in the Bible
for sure
because she's a queen. Literally, and metaphorically, she's a queen.
It's just good stuff.
Get it, Esther. Get it.
Anyway,
this is not how I thought this conversation was going to go.
Scars and VeggieTales.
Back to that.
Remember when we promised you a banter-free podcast? We lied.
We lied. Anyway, back to Gluttony's belly. They found an area not covered in blood. And then all of a sudden, Envy's in the belly
of the beast, boy.
So Envy has regenerated. Envy's not dead because we saw Envy get half-eaten and obliterated. So we guess her stone went inside the part that's in the belly, and they have regenerated.
Get it together.
Sorry,
we don't appropriate.
I'm trying not to miss. Oh gosh,
it's okay.
I know. I'm so sorry.
Me too.
I just really love Envy. So the eye, it's a portal. The belly is a portal. It's like the portal of truth when they did the human transmutation. Bam, bam, bam. The all-white one is the real one that Ed and Al went through. Gluttony is a failed experiment by Father trying to create his own portal of truth. Envy was the military officer, we find out, that pulled the trigger and started the Ishvalan War. So Envy turned into an Emestrian officer and shot the child.
Effed up.
And we'll talk about that next week.
So effed up.
Woo! It is rough. They pretended to be an officer, who was actually against the military presence in Ishval.
And honestly, it's such a smart move on the writer's part to transfer any evil from Scar to Envy at this point. Like, you're like, okay, now we have the real bad guys. Yeah. Now we can all come together and figure this out.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah. And then we're going to break down Scar in episodes now. So Ed gets really mad and punches Envy, and then Envy's like, "Oh yeah, Full Metal, you want to go at it?"
Okay.
And then Ling points out that the footprints for Envy were too heavy for the size of their body.
A dinosaur?
And then Envy just turns into this lizard dragon thing that has multiple heads all up its neck, and I was like,
so my note for this is Ed's love for Winry starts big, underline, fight with Envy. Envy becomes a monster with giant people pimples. And I don't remember what they said about Winry that I wrote that down.
I think they were bringing up Scar, and that's how the rock bells died, and all that jazz.
You're right, I forgot.
Because remember, this is right after
I did not know
when we found out about our parents.
I wrote these guys. I'm sorry. Yes.
So Envy's this lizard thing, and then we do a lot of jumping back and forth in this episode. And this episode's already almost over because it's just a lot of dialogue inside the belly. So we pan back to Al and Xiao Mei, Kilo Panda, are sitting with Gluttony in the forest. Gluttony is scared and doesn't want Father to be mad at him because Gluttony is Pooh Bear and Pooh Bear is dumb, and is trying to figure out what to do. All the head military guys are. Oh yeah. So the last cliffhanger we had was Mustang in that room with Wrath, aka King Bradley, and all the head military guys, and we realized they're all in on it and they're all corrupt. So we pan to Mustang back in that room. All the head military guys are discussing and trying to decide who to sacrifice. We still don't know what that means.
Is this the episode where Roy talks to Bradley about Hughes's funeral? It's next episode. Ugh. Makes me so mad.
Yeah. Yeah, so Mustang and the Fuhrer are together, and he's telling him what is happening, how the homunculi have been controlling the nation since its inception. So this has been going on for hundreds of years. We don't know all the story. All
my
of
dogs
Mustang's
are awful.
crew. Oh, yeah, but they're cute.
I'm sorry.
All of Mustang's crew is getting transferred and scattered in all directions, so Mustang's going to be alone. He doesn't have his trusted resources anymore. And then I wrote, oh no, Hawkeye is assigned as a personal asset to Bradley and under his watch. And then we pan back to Gluttony's belly, and I wrote, my only note for this, because they're about to get in this huge fight, is Envy is like, ... dripping heads?
Like, my note was, the sword Ed made for Ling is the most boy-looking sword I have ever seen in my life.
That's not wrong. That is very true.
It's got skulls, and it's weirdly jagged.
And Link was like, you are extra. And he's like,
yeah!
Sword!
So dumb.
And then the last note I have for this episode is we find out Father is living in Central. That's where that layer is. And we don't find out for...
They did talk about the funeral in this.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was...
Oh, that's right.
He was, like, shaking.
The kid.
He was... Because Bradley was shaking at the funeral, and Mustang's like, how can you do that if you didn't care? And he's just like, the kid was being so annoying. And I was like, that's evil. That's her father. Ugh.
She's literally burying her dad.
How dare you? How dare you?
He's evil. He's horrible. All right.
But wait, I'm not done. I have a fun fact.
Okay.
So,
give us.
In this, first of all, I want to say that Ed and Ling are so hardcore for eating a boot. Like,
they
no complaints.
I literally Googled, are leather, goods, are boots edible?
They apparently are. I Googled it too, but disgusting. And, they ate it with,
that can't taste good.
No qualms. They just ate the boot. And in the manga, they actually have like a really cute bonding moment, like a friendship moment. So adorable. And it's all where Ed claims that he's going to be remembered as in history as the man who fed a boot to the next emperor of the Zenith dynasty. And they were just like, haha, that's really great. We love that. And then that's when Envy comes up. And they're like, dang it, you ruined our fun. And they say that.
You know what else is going to ruin our fun? The next 3 episodes.
Shut up. Ling is my favorite character. I just want to say that now. I'm still sad.
Okay. Is that all your notes for episode 28?
Yes.
Or I meant episode 25?
Yes.
I can't type. Alright, here we go. Episode 26. Reunion. Lauren, do you have a Netflix summary for us?
Yes. Truths are exposed.
Also, what was that thud? Did your dog
I don't want
just
to
hit
talk
a wall?
about it. No, it's my upstairs neighbors. They've been making some really weird noises lately. Like, I woke up in the middle of the night the other night to, like, this really crazy, like, screeching noise. Like, right above my bed. And I was like...
like a bird?
It was like if you're moving something really heavy across a floor.
Oh, you know what I mean? Slowly drag
like a weird screeching noise. And it was loud.
So, I believe we're in the middle of, Lauren, you were reading us a Netflix summary.
Okay.
For episode 26.
Thank you, I forgot what episode we were on.
Reunion.
Truths are exposed when Al finds a man called Father, and Mustang hears the tale of Bradley's creation, but the most amazing revelation is reserved for Ed after he once again breaks alchemy's greatest taboo. That's a really good summary. They did a good job.
That is a good summary. Yeah.
Good job, Netflix.
You got any new voice actors for us? There's not too much,
no, these are all people that I have done both for, so they should be fine.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because I was going to say, we don't meet a lot of characters in this episode. Because
I have a lot for... I have, like, maybe 2 for the next one, and I have more for the one
this
after.
episode's in a very controlled environment, and so is the
last
episode.
Okay,
so here we go. Oh my goodness, there are living people stuck in envy.
People pimples.
That's my first note. People pimples. Like... oh my gosh. The top part of the ruins. They're inside Gluttony. We see them. So maybe they can get it all together.
I was so excited when I saw that. I, like, smacked the nothing next to me and was like, wait.
Look. The top part of the ruins. Ed is getting sucked up by envy. Like, gets knocked out, and then envy just is like...
and then he's like, guess I'll die.
So Ed's like... being swallowed up, and I was like, this is Inception swallowing. You're in the belly getting swallowed into another belly. I watched, it's the Californians SNL skit, and my brother and I, every time we're like, ew.
No.
You hop on the 9, and so that's what that is from. It's just from how often my brother and I go, ew.
No, I was just doing it because you were doing it, and I had to try it.
Yep, well just that's why I do it, is because... anyway.
Also, as a Californian, ow.
I'm so sorry.
It's
a great
wrong,
skit, though, because Bill Hader and Kristen Wiig broke every time, and I absolutely love it.
I actually have someone who commented on my weird accent the other day, and it made me feel really bad. They're like, you sound Texan, but you have, like, this weird inflection, and I was like, I'm from California. He got really sad.
I'm a fake Texan. I'm so sorry. Oh, that's funny.
So upsetting. Anyway, sorry.
That's so mean. Okay. Amy swallowed Ed. But then we pan over to Mei Chang. Mei Chang learns that Al is basically immortal because Al's soul is stuck in that suit. But it's complicated. I'm like, Mei Chang, you sweet little child. No. Mei Chang and the Scar are trying to go into this underground lair. There are gatekeepers that guard the underground lair, but they won't kill them if they're with Gluttony. So that's Xiao Mei. No, is Mei Chang with them? I'm confused.
No, Xiao Mei is with them. Mei Chang is with Scar.
Oh, that's right. They're following them a little ways behind. Okay. Okay. Then we pan back to Ed inside Envy, being like, I guess I'm gonna die now. But we see Envy's Philosopher's Stone, with all the people pimples. But then we pan back to Scar and Mei Ching. They're fighting the gatekeepers. They're chimeras who look like some of the animals on the truth symbol stuff, is what I noticed. There's like a lion, there's like a bird, like kind of thing. Also could be coincidental, but what in this show is coincidental?
Nothing.
Mei Ching can sense all of the evil and people's souls in them as they go down. I think this might have to do with the fact that their alchemy is different.
I have a note that says, if Mei says it's bad, it's bad. Don't go, bro. Just straight up.
Absolutely,
don't go.
That note has not failed us
It is not.
It will not fail us for the next 4 episodes after this episode.
It will not.
Mei Ching. Queen Mei Ching. Maybe.
No.
I don't know. Spoilers.
Ooh.
Ooh. Mei Ching can sense all the evil in souls as they go down. And so then we get this like flashback of Fear Bradley. I think he's talking to Mustang here. And there's like this group of prospective Führers they rose. They stole a bunch of kids and raised them to be epic leaders of the world. They injected them with the Philosopher's Stone, and many of the bodies rejected it, and they just like had this pile of dead kids.
That Bradley had to look at before they injected him.
Oh, look, here's this dead pile of kids that just died in line right before me. Guess it's my turn. And so, like, the body has to rebuild itself over and over and over again and die over and over and over again. It killed so many people, and Bradley was the 12th candidate and the first to survive. So he watched, like, 11 bodies in that piled-up room. And was
also,
like, hey.
The scientists named him King, so they're just the biggest tools that ever existed.
I hate them.
Like,
I hate them so much. Fear King Bradley.
So dumb.
He's filled with souls, and only the wrathful ones survived. Great, because he's wrath. He doesn't know if it's his soul or the one from the stone that lives inside him. He can't remember, basically. So,
we'll see.
Creepy. So, flashback. Ed has now convinced Envy to spit him out and help them so they can get out of there. Their relationship is complicated, and I almost feel like maybe Envy could come around to, like, the good side, but I also know that Envy is, like, created, but I don't know, I'm getting weird vibes. So Envy has now gathered all the mural fragments to try and help them escape. The sun equals the soul, the moon equals the mind, the stone canvas equals the body. So they're putting it all together, and guess what? All of it together, it's a summoning circle for human transmutation. It's also what they saw in the 5th laboratory, which, in next week's episode, we'll talk more about that depressing stuff.
And they say whoever designed it intended to use it to change, was it the entire populations of Xerxes to
Xerxes,
and they wanted it to allow them a power beyond God.
Yeah,
so,
it's a little
again.
Anytime
so full of
somebody
themselves.
says that, red flag.
If you've got a friend who's like, "I want power beyond God," maybe don't have that friend anymore.
No.
Question mark.
Get a new friend.
Question mark. Maybe go watch some Veggie Tales and just chill out.
God is bigger than the boogeyman. Okay.
Yeah.
So don't be friends with that other friend.
It's fine.
So it's summoning circle for human transmutation. They can't transmute the dead, but what if you deconstruct and reconstruct something living? Ed is going to try and transmute himself, because if you reconstruct the dead, yes, that's human transmutation, but they've realized that goes very wrong and you get some bad backfire recoil. But they're just going to take themselves that are already living, deconstruct them, and reconstruct them. And I was like, this sounds like you're saying it too easily.
Also, how good at alchemy is Ed? Because, like, all we've seen him do is kind of, like, pull spears out of the ground, right? And, like, that's great.
He's going to have to rebuild entire bodies and know their recipe, basically.
But literally, like, everyone's just like, oh, I trust you. I don't. Like, maybe Alphonse.
Envy
don't
was
trust
like,
you.
maybe I'll just rebirth, but Ling had to have, like, undying trust there. Like,
Well, they ate a boot together, so if that's not friendship, I really don't know.
I
what
would
it
be
is.
like, hey, your record for human transmutation is not so
Not
hot right
good.
now.
Your brother lost his entire body. You lost parts of yours.
You're like 0 for 3 right now. Your mom was not your mom. Your arm and leg is gone. Your brother, whole body. Whole
ass body.
Anyway, you did it.
I love you.
Anyway, they're gonna do it today. He wants to open up the truth portal and use it as an entrance back into their world. Basically, hit a reset button in a very, very, very complicated, dangerous way. So they also notice that the symbol for God is written upside down, and the two-headed dragon is the symbol for a perfect alchemy being. Basically, it says, "I will strike God down." Hey, that's a red flag.
Hey,
it's a red flag.
If you have another friend who's like, "I'm gonna strike God down," maybe don't have that friend.
New friend. We're learning life lessons here. Red flag. If they're like, "I'm gonna chisel this into a rock so I never forget it," that I'm gonna strike God down. Run.
Also, why don't they have pins?
Get out of there.
Your friend's weird. Just give him a pin.
You know, I'm not gonna. Maybe they're like, I don't know. There's complications in the world. I get it.
Times is hard.
Times is hard. Who knows what we could be sure of? We got pickle shortages right now. Next week it could be pins.
Oh, no.
Although they could just open my junk drawer and we would never be sure.
Honestly, same. I have a whole cup of pins right here. Just like a cup.
So do I. And then I have a whole bunch mixed in with all my paintbrushes.
Don't even look at my drawers. Don't. Anyway.
Yeah, drawers.
And
anyway.
Keep your paws off my silky drawers.
Paws off my silky drawers. I'm so sorry. So the lion eating the sun represents the Philosopher's Stone. And then they were like, well, how did Xerxes fall in one night when it was so advanced? Bam, bam, bam. Well, they used this mural, because this is a mural from Xerxes, to turn a whole country's soul into a Philosopher's Stone.
Messed up.
So, yeah, that's red flag.
If you have a friend who wants to take a whole country and turn it into one all-powerful rock,
yeah, they're like,
maybe
who needs Xerxes? Who needs Xerxes anymore? Like, it'd be like me saying, Lord, who needs New Braunfels? Who needs New Braunfels anymore? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take this whole.
My dad lives in New Braunfels.
Well, you know what?
Not do New Braunfels.
Okay, what shirts? We're gonna take a whole city of shirts, and we're gonna. Is there even enough people in there?
Wait,
not.
Crystal,
but we're gonna
live in shirts.
I thought they lived in Universal City.
Oh, you're right. Never mind. It's fine.
Are we triangulating?
I don't know.
Are we triangulating their positions though?
No.
Anyway, what if I say Xerxes? Anyway, okay. So Ed thinks Father's trying to be God, and he killed everyone. And then they say you have to pay a toll to open the portal. And I went, it's always sunny. You have to pay the toll to open up this voice. Anyway.
I respect it.
Do you know that?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Alright, anyway. So they're gonna use Envy's stone as basically like the toll to open up the portal. All the souls in Envy are actually the country of Xerxes, but their mind and bodies have long since crumbled because it's been years. But basically, like, the shadow echoes of them are in her. Him. Them. And... People Pimples.
People Pimples! That's the name of this episode, is People Pimples.
I'm gonna write that down real quick. People Pimples.
People Pimples, and maybe you shouldn't have that friend.
People Pimples and red flags.
Or walking down walls.
Jeez. So, Ed's getting the stone from Envy as a toll. Ling notes that when Ed does his transmutation pose, it looks like he's praying. And I was like, what a sweet moment for Ling.
Ling, man.
Let's just hold that moment dear in our hearts right now. Let's take a moment and just appreciate how sweet and innocent that was of him.
I'll go into it later.
Moving on. Ed says thank you to all the souls in Envy helping him get through. Okay, so Ed's arm and leg is on freaking Truth. When he goes there, I was like, he's like, oh, hey, didn't expect to see you again so soon.
What a jerk.
And his arm and leg is there, and I was like, bro, that's
what
so
a jerk.
long. Party foul. Red flag. If your friend is wearing your arm and leg,
they're not your friend.
They're not your friend. They're an evil
probably the
portal
truth
that wants your body. He sees Al's famished body, though. He sees it sitting in there.
My only note is Alphonse in all caps and sobbing. I'm like, I died.
I could cry right now. So it's so sad because at first I was like, is that Al's body? I mean, I was like, is that Ed's body? Because it's long.
Yeah, I thought so too.
It's Al's because it's just been growing. It's just been sitting there this whole time. But then that means our theory that, like, why Ed is, like, having to sleep so much and do everything is because they are tied. Yeah. They're both in that truth portal, and he is keeping his body alive.
And so
he's like, Al, come with me. But Al's body can't leave with him. It only can go with his own soul. And because Ed doesn't have his soul, he can't go. And so the second portal is Al's, and it looks so much more tangled and complicated compared to Ed's. So I wrote that note. But then the really important note is, like, Ed disappears in these gates and they slam shut and you wait a beat and they slam back open and all the little hands are like pulling him back, but he just yells, Alphonse, I'm coming back for you sometime soon. Just you wait for me. And then the gates shut and the episode ends and
I lost it. I was crying. I stopped I actually let the credits play through and I was like, huh.
So did I.
And it didn't help.
I needed a moment.
That stupid song, the Let It All Out. And I was like, I am letting it out. I was just like sobbing. It was so.
But you want to know what the worst part is? We go to the new intro in the next episode, and we just repeat that moment over and over and over and over again. And I'm like,
so I have two fun facts. Are you ready? The first one is that this is adapted from 2 chapters, 52 and 53. So we're very far in the manga. Go us.
I think I'm going to start reading it to where we are to see differences.
You should. Because I tell you where we are. So
yeah.
You won't go past it.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah.
So 52 and 53.
Okay.
A Fullmetal Alchemist. That's where we are. And in the manga, Ed just, like, promises Al's body he'll be back and disappears peacefully. They actually just added the bursting through the doors in the anime because they wanted the drama. Also, I'm looking at my notes. Yeah, it did. And, like, I'm looking at my notes right now, and I misspelled for, like, the word for, but I spelled it as my last name for. And
it's okay.
I'm really annoyed by it.
I purposely write Mei Ching wrong, because I write it like my middle name, M-A-E. I refuse to write it correctly. It's like, no.
It is M-A-E.
You know, it's M-A-Y. In all the little title cards, it's M-A-Y.
Oh, in her, like, character thing, where I looked up the voice actors, it was M-A-E. That's weird.
Well, on the title cards, it's M-A-Y.
Why do they do that?
I don't know. It's not a great way to spell May. It's
whatever.
M-A-E, obviously. Do you have another fun fact? Was that both of them?
No, that's it. Those are my fun facts.
Okay, so 27, Interlude Party. You got us a Netflix summary?
I sure do, for the most boring episode of anime ever. Visions of the Past. I almost fell asleep during this episode. Full warning. Like, I had to pause and be like, whoa.
I'm not gonna lie, I hit that 10-second button a few times on Funimation.
It's just a lot of recap, to be honest.
It is. It's a recap episode.
It's visions of the past play out by a warming fire as Hohenheim reflects on the unavoidable follies of man and the pain that comes with a loving family and the hidden truths.
A pain that comes with a loving family? Okay, does Hohenheim write this himself?
The hidden truths of alchemy and the roots and results of war. That's it. It's a very boring episode of TV.
It's a good, boring description for a good, boring episode.
Yeah.
But also, I think Hohenheim wrote that himself. The pains that come with a loving family. Ew, absent father. Okay.
We don't even know if he's human, okay? Calm down.
I still have issues. New intro. So it starts with Ed's metal arms sticking out of the ground. Oh, I don't like the song that much. But I do love the visuals.
I'm actually super disappointed because I did start to like the second opening. And then, like, right when I was like, yeah, it's a bop, it changed to this one. I was like, oh, okay.
And this one is not my favorite. And also the ending credit song is also not my favorite. No, but I love the visuals for both.
The ending credit song is the most anime ending credit song of all time.
When it started rapping, I was like, what?
It takes me back.
Dwayne Johnson.
It takes me back to, like, really old anime, and I was like, oh, okay. It gave me the nostalgia, but it's bad. Bad nostalgia.
It's bad. Okay.
Anyway.
So it starts with Ed's metal arm sticking out of the ground, reaching up to the sky. And I'm like, Ling has alchemy tattoos on his hand? Who is this new guy? Michael Jackson? It's not Ling. It's Kimberly. I find this out in next week's episode. But I keep like, who is Michael Jackson? I can't remember characters. Same life. New blonde lady, question mark. Next week, maybe we'll know. Al fighting Envy Monster. Ed having flashbacks to the Truth Portal and seeing Al's body. He's going to be haunted by that this season. By
we all are.
Intros.
We all are. We're hurt. It's not cool.
Flashback to the Elric parents, but to Elric parents, but then less voice. Oh.
Is it?
Oh, the intro's done. The intro's done. This is now a new... I said, is this a flashback to the Elric parents, but then less voice saying over the human race is made up of violent, miserable fools, and then flashes the war on Ishval. Children over there.
Mother.
And then I went, Hughes in all caps with cry faces. We get a lot of those in the next few episodes of Hughes. And it's just salt in the wound.
Very upsetting.
Golly.
I'm not okay with it.
Okay, so...
Sorry about my dogs.
No, not at all.
Such butt munchers right now.
They're just as upset as we are right now.
They're upset about Hughes.
I might poop on the kitchen floor.
They're like, Hughes.
I might poop on the kitchen floor from emotion, too.
I mean, honestly, same.
Okay. Same, right? I'm gonna eat all the toilet paper tonight. When Bradley first came into power and is when the country turned more militaristic. Oh, this is not a flashback. It's now. That's my comment. Because it's Hohenheim. I thought it was their mom talking, but it's some random lady. And she says, weren't your two boys around her age? Because there's this little kid bothering Hohenheim. Around her age when they started plotting to bring back their mom. And I was like, ooh, who are you to bring that subject up?
Well, that little kid is their mom. Yeah.
What?
That little kid is their mom.
Who's mom?
That's Trisha Elric. She's the mom.
Kid?
Yeah. She grows throughout the entire episode. Yeah, that's Trisha.
Okay. Well, we're going to have a lot of wrong notes in mine.
Oh, no. Okay. Well, that's fine.
Because I did not pick up on that.
That's okay.
This is news to me.
That's okay.
Like I said, I got face blind in this episode because I definitely thought that was Ling wearing a Michael Jackson outfit, and it's Kimberly. And if you don't know who Kimberly is, next week we'll explain that to you.
Eventually. It's fine.
You will find that out. So, Daddy Elric thinks... Oh, yeah. I just keep referring to him that in my notes.
That's fine.
It's so much easier to write than Hohenheim.
I do it all the time. You're fine.
Okay, good. Daddy of the week. I couldn't take myself serious in that voice I said it in. Daddy of the week.
Tune in to see who's Daddy of the week. Get out. Get out.
Newsflash, it's always General Louise Armstrong.
Please, no. Stop.
Okay. Daddy Elric thinks they're damned and cursed. And I was like, maybe that's why you're so distant. Maybe they're that way because of you. Why were you an absent father? Anyway.
Wow.
The Celestial Stone is what destroyed Xerxes in one night. We're getting flashbacks of the boys' journey to find and learn about the Philosopher's Stone so far. And that's all I wrote for like a quarter of that episode.
It was a lot of flashbacks.
All it is flashbacks.
But it's a recap.
It's a filler.
So it makes sense. Maybe there was like an extra long break between seasons or something. I don't know.
I'm guessing, but we get little bits of new pieces here and there, so it made it really hard to want to fast forward this episode, and then they throw in something new, and I'm like,
had to watch the whole thing, which was kind of annoying. But honestly, this anime has done really good with not giving us really any filler. So I will take this one episode of filler.
We're almost 30 episodes in, and we got our first filler episode.
All
right, I'll take it.
You get your kudos. I get it.
Yeah. So then my next note is, there are 2 Daddy Elrics? I said there's an evil one saying that humans make a good natural resource, and I'm just, real confused, because I was I always thought their faces kind of looked the same, but as we have just learned, I'm kind of face blind, so I'm like, what's happening? So then we flash back to the 5th lab, where Ed saw where they made the stones, and then we flash back to all the times they've called people a prime candidate for sacrifice. And so Hohenheim kind of kept quiet about it, and I wrote, yeah, Hohenheim, why'd you keep quiet about
What's
it?
up with that,
Got a lot of
Hohenheim?
issues with
Why
you,
are you
man.
such a hoe, Inheim?
What's up with that? What's up with that?
Oh, don't you what's up with that me. Stop it. No.
What's up with that?
No.
What's up with that?
No.
Anyway.
How dare you?
So he said he's watched humans for a long time, and they always repeat the same mistakes. Hohenheim and father look so much alike. And who is this girl with him?
It's Trisha.
He said that's mom.
Oh, no. So the girl he's talking to is young Paniko, so that's Granny. Yeah.
Oh, so
That's
I wrote
Granny.
that, and I said, is this drinking buddy?
But the little
is this
girl
Granny?
who's like...
What happened to Granny? Where'd her spine go?
This is how she was when they first met, and she was young.
Okay, but Granny was 5 foot, and now Granny's
shrink,
2 foot.
Bridget. Don't you know this about grannies?
Not by 3
They do in
feet.
anime. Haven't you watched Howl's Moving Castle? Sophie shrinks like a crazy person.
All right.
Like an old lady.
Not
a lot.
that much.
Anyway. It's anime.
All
So
your
the
bacon
woman
burn.
he's talking to
Anyway.
is young Paniko, and then the little girl that keeps coming up in different ages is Trisha. Yeah.
Wow. So my theory at the end of this episode is wrong. Actually, my theory in 2 bullet points is wrong. Humans don't give up. So that's the thing why, Hohenheim's, talking, this is why humans are good. Hohenheim talking to Hohenheim. Here we go. Ready for this really wrong out of left field thing, because I did not realize who these people are. Is he a homunculi? Is he a failed creation by father? Are all those people by the fire the souls that are inside Hohenheim because he's a homunculus, and he's talking to the souls that are inside him because he's letting them all have time in them? I really...
you must have been very tired.
Anyway, so my next note. We can change because we're weak and we die, and we have to fight if we want to live, and that's what makes us strong. So we get really philosophical at the end of this episode. Then we flash back to Mama Elric, and all of that was in Hohenheim's head. Was that buff lady Granny?
Yes.
Was that his drinking buddy? As Lauren just told me.
So,
yes. I actually noted that episode.
I actually did kind of like parts of this episode because it shows you that Hohenheim does kind of have a heart somewhere in there. My theory is that Father is is a homunculus that Hohenheim created, and it's the worst parts of himself. Because I think he's done a lot of evil, so he kind of cast that out.
And that's why he has them
so
out.
So I think that's what happened there. I don't think he ever intended for it to be that bad.
So my off-the-wall thing is not as crazy. Just the wrong direction.
And I like that it's always like, people will surprise you, and I think his big surprise was that he fell in love, and it was kind of sweet, even though it's weird that he's known her since she was a small child. Anyway,
yeah, that's weird.
I have 2 voice actors for you.
Wait. I have another note.
Sorry, go ahead.
It was a dream, but what?
It was a dream.
He says thank you to the Scott whiskey that gave him that dream. Anyway, and then new outro. It's a rap. It's basically all Winry,
bad.
And I really love that. Give us more Winry, but the rap is bad.
It's bad rap.
And then I wrote, who is this black-haired girl that's with Winry? In the outro, there's a black-haired girl.
Did we see her face? Or you just see her hair?
Well, we see her face, but remember, I just was really bad at this entire episode with faces.
Do you think it's Lan
Lawn Fawn? I don't think it's
Yeah.
Lawn Fawn, because I don't think they have a metal arm.
Dang it. Yeah, I don't know who that'd be.
Unless it's...
We'll see.
I don't think it's what's-her-name that we've met there before.
I always take the chance to check my phone in the credits, so I don't pay attention to the visuals as much.
Well,
I just listen to the songs.
You missed a character.
Oh well.
You'll see it later. Okay, that's all my notes.
So I have Hohenheim's English voice actor. His name is John Swayze, and he plays Sinead.
Any relation to Patrick?
No. Knockery from Food Wars, so he's like the main guy of the school, which is dope. Okay. He's like the coolest old man. We love him. He also plays someone that we hate in My Hero Academia.
Ooh. Who?
All for One, baby. All for One. And he also plays Yasufumi Nekomata, who's the Nekoma coach in Haiku. We stan Coach Nekomata. Okay. And then I have young Paniko. I have her English and Japanese voice actor. Her English voice actor is Shelley Colleen. And man, why did I do that? She plays Acis Wallenstein in Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in the Dungeon? And
we love to mention that one.
Yuriko Takagi in High School of the Dead, which is awful. I might make you watch it just for fun. It was only one season, and it's really bad.
How dare you?
I
love that you're like, it's awful. Oh, I'm gonna make you watch it.
No, it's awful. Like, it's all panty shots and stupid crap.
I don't want to watch that.
It's part of your anime education. You gotta know it.
No, I'm gonna get a say. I'm gonna get a say in some of these shows. No. In the next list of shows I want to watch.
In the next list, sure. Too. You can make the next list. But we have...
All right.
But you also made me put things with seasons on there, so they have to stay on the list so we can keep watching them.
That's true. That's true.
But yeah, anything else you can replace, that's fine, and I'll roll. And then the Japanese actor... No, if you're putting stuff on there,
no, I was just mimicking you.
Oh.
I agree. Sorry.
So, the Japanese voice actor is... I wrote it down. Mami Koyamiya. I write them down phonetically now, so I can not destroy everything.
That was really hard. And
she plays... I should have wrote this one down phonetically.
Oh, no.
Balakalia? Balalika. Yeah, it's like all A's and L's.
That was like me trying to say that one that was like row.
Oh my gosh. In Black Lagoon. Okay. And she also plays Big Mom from One Piece, who's this really giant pirate lady.
I'm so over One Piece and I haven't even watched One Piece.
I know. We'll never watch One Piece. It's too much. I'm sorry, everybody. So I have a few fun facts, too.
All right.
The booze that he's drinking is actually called Stray Dog, and it was named after another series by the author of Fullmetal Alchemist.
Oh, that's cool.
So just a fun little
Easter egg.
Yeah. And then the newspaper that Hughes is reading in the flashback actually contains the text from a real article written by Uriah J. Fields about a first-hand account from the Las Vegas riots of 1992. And the riots were following the acquittal of 4 white police officers who brutally beat Rodney King, a black man, and the verdict was really, really unjust. So it was a nice little political statement that was hidden in there too about, hey, don't be a POS.
That's still really, really super relevant today. That's kind of sad that it is, but that's cool that even in 2009 they were bringing attention to that. If you don't know, this podcast supports Black Lives Matter, so...
We do. Yes, we do.
Throwing that in there.
So if you don't like it, F off. We don't care. Go away.
Find a new one! Episode 28, Father.
The radio announcer was, find a new one!
Find a new one! I don't know why. It's all voices now. We're past 10 p.m., so it's all voices.
Yes.
Episode 28, Father, you got a Netflix summary.
You know I do. The Elrics
it's your girl. Sorry.
Have you seen that stupid scallion video? Everyone keeps sending it to me because I work at a grocery store.
Scallion? No,
Yes.
is it that video? But instead of Meg the Stallion, it's the scallion?
It's like, here comes the scallion, and then they focus on the scallion, they put a face on it, and it goes, you know it's your girl.
You know it's your girl!
It's so
oh my gosh,
stupid.
I'm obsessed.
If I find it, I'll send it to you.
I need you to send that to me, okay?
Everyone sends
okay,
it to
sorry,
me.
go on.
Anyway.
Go on, so sorry.
The Elrics come face to face with Father, and his face is familiar indeed. Powerless and amazed, Ed and Al can only watch as Father creates a new homunculus with alchemy that should be impossible. Dun dun dun! And I'm gonna go straight into these voice actors so I can get them the F over with.
Get him.
So Father,
Get
his
'em.
English voice actor is Kent Williams, and he plays Mr. Compress in My Hero Academia. Haratori Soma in Fruits Baskets, and Android Zo, or Z-O, in Dragon Ball Z. And his Japanese voice actor is Imasa. Imasa. That's what it is. Even phonetically, I suck at this.
Okay.
Kayumi. And he is Cobra in One Piece, and Kurotawa in Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind, which is dope. Yeah.
Love me some Jimmy.
And then Greed 2.
Not a fan. All right, keep going.
His English voice actor is Troy Baker, and it actually is different from the original Greed voice actor.
That's interesting, and it's
not
different
purposefully.
from that character that we
Yes.
like.
So Troy Baker played. He's a video game guy. He actually played Vincent Brooks in Catherine, which is dope. And Joel in The Last of Us. If you love a good video game, oof.
Okay.
Oof.
I've heard of The
And
Last of Us.
then he was also Pain in Naruto, who is the hottest villain of all time. And then the Japanese voice actor is actually the same as the original, so I'm not going to go into that because I already did it. But the original English voice actor of Greed was Chris Putten, and he played Leonhardt in Fire Emblem, and he's also Toru Oikawa from Haiku, who's like the main antagonist of the first 2 seasons of Haiku. But he actually quit voice acting before the second half of this was made. So because they did that, everyone was like super upset, and they thought it was like an accident that they did, because Greed is technically supposed to still be the same Greed, but he just quit voice acting. It wasn't a choice they made, it just kind of happened. So, there you go.
Interesting. Is there a reason why?
No, he just left. He had other stuff to do. I'm pretty sure he makes... Because he was in season 4 of Haiku very briefly. So he probably does like little guest spits.
Respect.
But I don't think he does that anymore. That's all.
Respect. All right. Okay.
So yeah, that's that. Those are your voices. Have fun.
If you can walk away from a job that you don't want to do anymore, cool. I can't do that.
I did it.
It took a pandemic. That was hard. Okay, here we go. Al is with Gluttony and going to meet Father. Al thinks it's his dad too. He sees Father's face and also thinks Hohenheim. Gluttony's portal starts whipping open, and Envy busts out of there, and Ed too, along with Ling, all back in the real world. So Ed did it. He rebuilt them. Also, love that Gluttony was just like, I got rumblies in my tumblies, and then just poof, there they are. So
that was very Winnie the Pooh. That's literally Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, it's just really interesting.
I love Winnie the Pooh. That's upsetting.
Winnie the Pooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, I also love Winnie the Pooh. And loved it as a kid. Tigger movie, that's art.
I'm crying inside. How dare you?
T.I. double gut. Okay.
The piglet?
Oh.
Shut up. I'm sorry. Continue.
Even Christopher Robin was great. Okay.
It was okay. I wanted to like it more than I did. I was a little disappointed.
It made me cry at the end. I was like, family is important.
But that's like the only part that I cared about is the end.
That's true.
Anyway, sorry.
I really loved Pooh just wrecking a kitchen, though.
Yes.
Okay. So, old Hohenheim, they're so confused because Ed's also like, Hohenheim? And I'm laughing because it was like the exact, like, right after Al did it. They're confused that he looks just like their dad, but old. Ooh, and I didn't realize Elric was their mother's last name.
They were unmarried.
Not Hohenheim's.
They were unmarried.
Look at me. I was assuming so much.
I didn't know until this episode. So I thought that Hohenheim was like his first name, but his first name is Vaughn. It really is Von Hohenheim. That's his name.
What? That's normally supposed to be like a part of another name.
I thought it was like a prefix, like Mr. or Sir.
Yeah, like Von Hohenheim, like McClendon or something like.
But no, like his name is just Vaughn.
Interesting.
We called him Vaughn this whole time.
Vaughn. Instead, we've been like Hohenheim,
Daddy. Daddy Vaughn.
Oh no! Okay.
I'm sorry. That's my phone. I'm also sorry. I just got an email on my phone.
I was like, excuse? Okay. So, whoa, he just created Al's hand out of nothing and healed Ed's broken arm like nothing. They're so confused that there's no equivalent exchange happening when he performed the alchemy. I'm also confused at this. And guess what? I just keep getting confused as this episode goes on. Because all the rules we've learned are not applying to this situation. So he compares the life of humans to the life of insects. And it's just brutal. He's like, why would I care about stepping on an insect? And it's like, cool, man. Murder?
Cool, man. Great.
Thanks. I love it here in your cave. He destroys Ed's attacks without even moving a muscle. How? And then we go into all caps for the next few of my bullet points. He has just stopped them from transmuting. Like, they're clapping, they're throwing their hands on the ground, and ain't nothing happening.
Guys, they're clapping, and nothing's going on.
Nothing's happening. And they do it like 3 times. Like, we're not being dramatic.
No, like
that is how dramatic the Elrics are. They were like, what is happening?
Nothing.
So, whoa, he just pops an eye out of his forehead. Like the stone
Gluttony.
added...
Like Gluttony.
So,
he himself is
a
gate.
portal?
I gotta know.
Yeah. And so, the stone... Like, the bloodstream, he just, like, pops the stone out. It's so weird. And then he adds the stone to the bloodstream of any person.
You can say it.
If the body can accept it, they become a humunculi, but most reject it and die. So now Link is like, do it to me. I want to become one. And I'm like, bro, do you know what you're asking right now? But remember, Link came to this country with the purpose of trying to find eternal life because he wants to become the next king. He also wants to heal his father, all these other things. But now I'm like, bro, I think you're getting ahead of yourself. I think you need to take a few minutes, take a breath, think about it, count to 10. You're doing a lot of crazy stuff right now, and I think you're going to regret it. Anyway,
and then Ed starts doing some crazy stuff and pulls out a gun, and he's like,
yeah, and it's like,
shoot him before I can do this.
Bro.
And he's like, no, don't do that, I need it. And we're just like,
it's a lot. And then I have this realization, is Ling one of the evil guys in the new intro? Yes, he's not the one I'm referring to as Michael Jackson, but he is in the new intro as an evil guy, and I refer that next week. So who is the person he sees becoming the Philosopher's Stone? Humunculi? What is that? I'm panicking. I'm sweating. This episode's got me stressed. We're in this cave. A lot of things are happening. Ling has lost the mission for his goal by getting too power hungry and becoming a ruler now. And so I think that's like, it's a moment of weakness. He's like, I can get this power. I can do it. But like, what are you asking, man? What are you asking? You're asking for this thing.
No, but they say why he does it. They say why he does it, and it's because he can't go back as a failure because his woman lost her arm for him.
You're gonna give up your soul and body. Okay, so he does it.
He just couldn't deal with the disappointment.
Love is a trap. Love is a trap. Love is a trap. Okay, so he allows Greed to come in, and Greed's like, yeah, sure? And he's like, yeah, do it, bro. And he does it. His voice is different. Now Ling is Greed. Oh my gosh, it's not the same Greed as before, because Lauren just told us why, but it's complicated, but it works with the storyline. But oh my gosh, it's Greed. Ling is no more. Ish. We'll talk about that next week. Okay, so Scar and Mei Chang bust in during all this drama. But they can still use their alchemy, because it's different. Even though they banned it from that room in that area, Scar and Mei Chang can still use their alchemy. Remember, they've been calling it alka-history. We still don't know much about it. Next 4 episodes, we'll talk about that we still don't know much about it.
My note is just, Why May and Scar alchemy when boys know alchemy? Question. It just says question.
Why? That's good.
Oh, God. And May being brokenhearted over Ed shortness.
I love it.
So
they tell
funny.
Scar how the war first started. Scar tries to deconstruct Father, does the whole hand slap on face. It does not work. Al saves the maze. Oh yeah, I was tired of writing Mei Chang and Xiao Mei, so I was like, Al saves the maze. He's so sweet, but the gatekeepers are now blocking the way. Scar turned the water into gas and then just straight up ripped off Al's head and throws it to cause an explosion. And Al is just like, why wouldn't you warn me first? Like, not, like, it's just an insult that you can deconstruct him, and he's got children inside of him. But, you know what?
Well, we don't know that
That's true, but...
Do we?
I think we know, because he's like, I don't think we know.
Did he put her in...
We find that out.
I remember being surprised, but I was also really tired when I watched
But let's
these,
also
so-
just know that it is very common for Al to stick things inside of him and keep them safe.
Mostly cats.
Mostly cats.
Mostly
Once
cats.
a homunculi. That got messy.
Once a panda.
Once, a few times a panda.
That got messy. Understatement of the year. Jesus Christ.
I mean,
That got messy.
am I wrong?
Oh my God. Red flag.
So, red flag. If someone tries to stab a person that's hiding inside of you, red flag. Gluttony has now used all of his regenerative power. Regenerative power. This is the second time I've tried to say that word tonight, and both times have been rough. And his body is dying.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a limit. Is there a limit for all homunculi? We don't know. So the Ed...
The limit doesn't exist.
The limit does not... I just said the Ed instead of the episode. The episode ends with Ed is trying to get Ling to come back into his body. He's just yelling, and I'm like...
They always do this. In every freaking thing I watch, my favorite character is always the one to get F'd.
I'm so sorry
and I'm
for
just
you.
waiting. I am just waiting because I know in Demon Slayer, Zenetsu's gonna go first. I know that because he sucks the most, but I love him the most.
Where is he? There he is.
I love Zenitsu.
You know,
and I know he's about to get his Roblox.
There's my boy.
You know it's your girl.
There's my boy, Inosuke. Pigman.
They always hurt my children, is all I'm going for.
All my children.
I would really love it if they would just stop. Maybe it's me. Maybe I just fall for the wrong character.
Am I the drama? Oh my gosh, I'm just gonna keep quoting TikToks. I'm so sorry.
Oh my God.
Lauren, do you have some fun facts about this or anything? Closing notes?
My only really fun fact was the voice actor thing, which I already said.
Yeah.
This is chapters 53 through 56.
Okay, so we're at 56
if you're reading
so
along, you can read up to 56.
All right.
I do have some important questions that we should all remember.
Yes, you do. Let's get into those.
What is the relationship between Father and Hohenheim?
Yeah.
Are they twins?
What are they?
Are they like
A failed
two halves of the
homunculi?
whole?
Science
Are
experiment?
they both gods? Are they wizards? Are they the sacred mages that we talked about going to different parts of the world?
Ooh.
Is Lauren correct? Anyway.
Ooh.
Then question 2 is, what's going on in Zing that Ling is so desperate to get immortality? Like, there has to be something. Shing.
Like, isn't it just that his dad, and he's like number 27?
I don't think he's that close to his dad.
We never really actually seen Sheen, so it's like, I want to know what's going on. Yeah.
You know, May is talking about needing it too, and I'm just sitting here thinking there's got to be something crazy going on with Shing that we have no idea.
The only two people we've met from there are like both needing it. Yeah. That's a little too much. Yeah.
I'm wondering why. The third one was Bridget's, and it's, what are the people around the fire? But we know what they are, so don't worry about that one.
I understand now why you wrote that and said, I was just like, this one is yours.
Okay. And then question 4 is, why can't Ed and Al use alchemy when May and Scar could use alchemy? What is the big difference?
Can you say it like how you wrote your note? Right.
Why Scar and May do alchemy and boys no alchemy? Question.
My favorite note you've read so far.
I was just so tired when I wrote these. It was like 3 in the morning.
So good.
And then 5. Question 5 is: do all humunculi have a regenerative power limit?
See, you can't say it either.
You messed me up. I was doing fine, and then you kept re-saying it, and I was like, "Wait, no, Dad,
regenerative.
No,
Daddy. Sorry, Daddy. Sorry, Daddy. Sorry. Who's the daddy of the week?
It's me. I'm the daddy of the week.
You know who it not is? You don't know? No.
Should we just make Will the daddy
talk.
of the week because he started listening to us this week? Hey, babe, you're the daddy of the week. Thanks for your support. I love you.
I don't know if I can.
Well, the only other person that we know is listening is Connor, and I can't call Connor daddy of the week. You can.
Connor, you're my daddy of the week.
There you go. So,
I'm so sorry if that's weird to you.
I'm not.
Barista from Starbucks.
Oh, you're daddy of the week.
Also the daddy of the week.
My barista from Starbucks is not the daddy of the week. He's not even an Anna baby. We don't like him. We don't.
They're not our Anna babe. Anna babe.
I like Anna baby.
It makes me
we have daddy and Anna baby.
I like Anna babe because I want to say it like how Maya Rudolph says it in Big Mouth. The bubble bath. Just want to be like, Anna babe.
I'm gonna say Anna babies because I like it. And it goes with the daddy theme, which is apparently a theme of our podcast. It's just daddies.
Jeez,
we should have just named our podcast Daddies.
Daddies. We might have gotten flagged.
Daddy?
We might have gotten flagged because I don't know if their like bots actually listen to the show or they're just like, that name is sketchy. We're gonna flag you. Is that a train?
Yes, that is a train. I live in the ghetto. That is a train. My dogs bark at non-existent intruders and eat
toilet paper, poop on the floor, and there's a train.
I should probably take them outside.
Okay. Well, you know what? This was a great episode. And you know what?
I had a good time.
We love you.
I had a good time hanging out with you, Bridget. I had a good time.
I had a good time
hanging out with you, Bridget. Bridget, I love you.
You're my daddy.
You're my daddy of the week.
Daddy. Oh, daddy.
I hate everything. Okay.
Connor, I'm sorry I called you a daddy.
I'm not sorry. You gaslighted me.
Please don't make this weird.
Gaslighted me.
Gaslighted. Let's get gaslit.
Gaslit?
Oh, gosh. Okay, we're ending this episode.
Friendship
Goodbye.
gaslight.
Bye.
Bye.